Hey there, future financial geniuses. Do you have multiple savings goals like saving for retirement, a vacation, or an emergency fund? Have you ever wished you could organize those goals into neat little categories to make managing them easier? Well, today we've got something super exciting to talk about that can do just that. The bucket method. Now I know what you're thinking. Buckets? Are we talking about saving money or building sandcastles? Well, my friend, we're not talking about beach fun. We're talking about a strategy that can help you manage multiple savings goals, reduce stress, and put you on the path to financial success. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into how you can use the bucket method to manage your savings more effectively. Trust me, this is one method you'll want to have in your financial toolkit. All right, let's start with the basics. The bucket method is a strategy for managing your savings by dividing your money into different buckets, each with a specific purpose. Think of it like organizing your closet. You have different drawers for your socks, shirts, and shoes. Similarly, you organize your savings into different categories based on when you'll need the money and for what purpose. The idea is to separate your savings into three main categories, or buckets, so you can easily track your progress and feel confident that you're covering all your financial goals. But don't worry, no actual buckets are involved here, just good old money management. So picture it. Bucket 1 for short-term goals, Bucket 2 for mid-term goals, and Bucket 3 for long-term goals. Simple, right? Now let's break down the three buckets in detail. Here's where it gets fun and practical. This bucket is for goals you need to achieve in the short term. Think of things like building an emergency fund, saving for a vacation, or putting money aside for a big purchase. The key here is liquidity. You want this money to be easily accessible, so you don't want to lock it away in long-term investments that could take time to access. It's like your snack drawer. You know it's there when you need a quick pick-me-up. You don't want your snacks locked behind glass with a combination code, because when hunger strikes, you need them now. Bucket 2 is for goals you want to achieve in the next 3 to 10 years. This could be saving for a down payment on a house, your kid's college fund, or maybe even a car upgrade. For these goals, you're willing to take on a bit more risk since you have time for your money to grow, but you still want to keep it relatively safe. It's like that middle drawer in your desk. You know, the one where you keep important stuff like gift cards and your favorite pen. You want it to be there when you need it, but you're not rushing to grab it every day. Bucket 3 is where the big, long-term goals live. We're talking about retirement, building wealth for the future, or maybe that dream house on the beach. This bucket can be invested in things that have the potential for higher returns, like stocks or real estate, because you don't need that money until much later. It's like that box of holiday decorations you only open once a year. It's packed away for the long haul, and when you finally get it, it's like, wow, this is what I've been working for. So why does this bucket system work so well? Well, for one, it allows you to set clear, tangible goals for each bucket. By categorizing your savings, you make it easier to stay organized, track your progress, and make sure you're not missing anything important. Plus, you can adjust your risk strategy for each bucket. Let's face it, your emergency fund shouldn't be in the same place as your retirement savings, right? By dividing your money into these buckets, you're giving each goal the attention it deserves. Also, knowing that your short-term goals are safe and accessible gives you peace of mind. Because let's face it, nothing is worse than stressing about your emergency fund being locked in some risky stock investment. It's like putting your beach towels in the freezer. Just doesn't make sense. Okay, now let's get down to the fun part, setting up your own buckets. Here's how to start. Think about what you're saving for. Is it a vacation in the next year or a house in 5 years? Maybe you're thinking about retiring in 30 years. Get clear on your goals first. Once you know your goals, divide your savings into those three buckets. Your short-term goals get the first bucket, the mid-term ones get the second, and long-term goals go into the third. For each bucket, you'll want to choose investments that match the time frame and risk tolerance. For your short-term bucket, you'll want more liquid and stable investments like high-yield savings accounts or money market funds. For mid-term goals, consider bonds or a balanced portfolio. For long-term goals, think stocks, index funds, or real estate. It's like putting together a playlist for different moods. Calm for short-term, upbeat for mid-term, and long-lasting for long-term. And just like your playlist, your money should match the vibe of the goal. Alright, so now that you know how the bucket method works, let's talk about some common mistakes to avoid when you're setting up your buckets. One of the biggest mistakes people make is not having clearly defined goals for each bucket. If you're just throwing money into a bucket and saying, "I'll figure it out later," that's not going to work. You need to know what you're saving for and by when. Remember, the short-term bucket is for money you need soon. Don't go putting that money in risky stocks or something that might take time to access. You need it liquid and accessible. Inflation is like that slow leak in your bucket. If you're saving for the long term but not accounting for inflation, your money might lose value over time. Be sure to account for inflation when setting your long-term bucket strategy. Let's take a quick example. Let's say you're 35 years old and you want to save for a few goals: an emergency fund, $10,000, a new car in 5 years, $25,000, and retirement in 30 years, $500,000. For your short-term bucket, you put your $10,000 emergency fund in a high-yield savings account, so it's accessible and safe. For your mid-term bucket, you put $15,000 for the car into bonds or a conservative mix of stocks and bonds. It's low risk, but with growth potential. For your long-term bucket, you invest $485,000 for retirement in a diversified portfolio of stocks and index funds, since you have time to weather market volatility, see? You've got everything planned out with clear goals and the right investment strategy for each bucket. So that's the bucket method in a nutshell. It's an easy-to-understand, organized way to manage multiple savings goals and ensure you're on track for success. Whether you're saving for a rainy day or planning for your dream retirement, the bucket method can help you stay focused and stress-free. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this with anyone who could benefit from a little extra savings organization. Trust me, you'll be the hero of their financial journey. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I'll see you in the next video. Keep saving, keep dreaming, and most importantly, keep making those financial goals a reality.